I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
All right, welcome back everyone to another episode of the Best Thing We've Seen podcast. My name is Flo.
And I'm Gabe.
There it is. There's the energy that we talked about. Gabe, how's it going, man?
Terrific.
Terrific.
I'm sitting at home. I'm wearing my pajamas for the, 20th day in a row. Feeling great.
Yes. Are you tired by any chance?
How did you know?
I thought it didn't seem like it today. But,
I'm acting quite well.
Yeah. You have this thing down to a T by now, right?
Yeah, I know.
Professional now.
I just had some burritos, so I'd love to take a nap right about now.
Perfect timing to record a podcast.
I know.
Yeah. How's your week been?
I don't know. I've lost all sense of time, so I don't know. Like every other week, I guess.
Yeah. Have you been watching a lot again?
Moderately.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing lately. I get up, I do like two things, and suddenly it's night, and I go to sleep. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's weird.
Yeah. Because I still haven't watched a lot. I mean, it's that weird thing of now having so much time, and I just don't really have the urge of watching anything.
The thing is because when you just hang around at home, you get tired, and when you're tired, you don't have the energy to watch anything interesting because your attention span just isn't there.
Right. I mean, yeah. The main thing I watch is like YouTube videos and stuff because I just don't want anything that requires my, my attention too much. Yeah. Just like something to pass the time, I guess, right? Which is really, really weird, but.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but the day feels so wasted afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but there's nothing we can do right now, right?
Well, I could be doing things for university, but I don't know. I can't muster any energy for that right now.
Yeah. We'll get through it. We'll all get through it. Yeah. So, any thoughts on our last special episode, on the Amy Adams special?
It was a long one. If any of you listened to it, I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's quite a fun episode. Just, I don't know, like I mentioned in the podcast like 5 times, I love talking about Amy Adams. So.
Yeah. Today's episode is all going to be about Amy Adams again.
I hope it's as much fun to listen to it as it was recording it. Let's say it like that. How did you like the episode?
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was a tough one to edit because it was a long episode, as you mentioned. And hopefully we used that time in a good way. Hopefully we didn't ramble on too much, and hopefully we got across our points somewhat.
I hope so. After 1.5 hours, you should get how amazing Amy Adams is.
Yeah, that was the main thing that we tried to get across. All right, so yeah, today we're just going to do another regular episode talking about the best thing that we've seen all week.
Best new thing?
Best new thing, for sure. Yeah. I mean, do we have anything else to discuss, or do you just want to get straight into it?
No, I think I'm ready to get straight to the point.
Yeah, we'll do a really short episode today.
So I can go to sleep.
10 minutes, yeah. But one thing that we can tease maybe is we thought it would be good now to give you guys some recommendations at the end of the show, like some Netflix recommendations that aren't necessarily anything new, but just something that we think you could all enjoy, and so that we so that we're able to talk about some older stuff that we like as well. But we'll talk about the best things that we've seen all week, and then afterwards we'll give you some recommendations to watch on Netflix of some older stuff that we think is great.
Yeah, and we try to keep our recommendations to lesser known stuff. Doesn't mean it's like necessarily a hidden gem or something, but not a big blockbuster like, I don't know, Marriage Story or Irishman. Yeah,
for sure. So we'll get to that after we're both done talking about the best new thing. So kick us off. What have you seen this week?
The best new thing that I've seen is Unorthodox. Have you heard of it?
Is that the title or is that the description?
Both.
Okay, I have never even heard of this.
The title is a great description of the story. It's a great title, actually.
I have no idea.
No? All right. Because there are two three bigger shows that came out in the last couple of weeks, which are Tiger King.
Yes.
Which I haven't seen.
That's the one I thought you were going to talk about, because we talked about it before we started recording, and he mentioned that he saw a good show, so I thought that might be the one, but okay.
I want to watch it, but I don't know.
It's supposed to be pretty
so
crazy.
It's so hard to get excited about a documentary for me. When I watch them, I love them most of the time.
Yeah.
But just to get started is so hard for me. But no, Unorthodox is a great title because it's semi-autobiographical about a woman who leaves a ultra-orthodox, what's it called? Let me look it up. It's a wonderful name for it, which I Googled before we started this episode.
Yes.
She's part of a...
You did your research.
Yes, I try to. Hasidic Jewish community.
Okay.
Which is an ultra-Orthodox community which has very strict rules for its members. And she's part of one of those communities in New York and tries to leave and flees to Germany.
Okay.
Where her mother lives, who also left the community. And it's an exciting show. And it's a limited series, so it doesn't drag on forever.
Right.
There are 4 episodes live right now.
Okay.
And
this is on Netflix.
It's a Netflix show, yeah.
Okay.
It's a American-German production.
But it's with actors, so it's semi-autobiographical, but it's
it's
dramatized.
Yeah, it's dramatized. And semi-autobiographical, so I don't know how much of this is true. From what I read online, the groups that are portrayed in this show are real, but I don't know how many of the characters are.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's incredibly interesting, and one detail that I love about the show is that most of it is in Yiddish. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Yiddish? Sorry, Yiddish.
Yiddish, yeah.
Not Yiddish, Yiddish.
Yeah.
Which is great. It makes you, I don't know. It's a language that you hear a lot. It's not a language.
Is it with actors that we know?
No one that I know.
Okay.
It's got some American and some German actors. And a lot of the actors who portray the people from the Jewish community are from Israel. At least the main actresses.
Interesting. And that came out recently, right? Like a couple of days ago?
1 week ago, I think. Pretty much exactly 1 week ago, I think.
Gotcha. And is that like one of the most popular shows on Netflix right now? Or is that like a hidden gem, you would say?
Well, it was advertised quite big on Netflix, and I think it was on the top 10 trending list, which is how I came to notice it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I just told you before we started recording, one of our friends actually told me and a couple of friends of the show without knowing that I already watched it, and she's also a big fan. So yeah, it's quite a tough subject matter, which is a lot of things we talk about, I guess, are.
Yeah.
But
that's the one main criteria we have for everything we talk about. It's got to be dark and gritty and tough to watch.
It reminds me kind of The Master, because it's this closed-off community with their members. And the thing is, in the show, she leaves the community, and her husband and his cousin are given the mission to bring her back to the community because they don't want anyone to leave. Right.
It's interesting, man. I haven't even heard of this, and maybe it's interesting that it's with no one that I like, with no famous actors or anything. Like, it sounds like
maybe some of the German actors are better known, but I don't watch a lot of German TV films.
Yeah, it's like one of these shows comes along like every few months, where it's like made by people that are not necessarily well known, but it gets like a huge audience on Netflix, which is always interesting. Like, it must be great for the people who made it, that they now like one of the most talked about shows.
Netflix is a great platform to get your things out. I
For
guess.
sure. I mean, it's always difficult. There's like so much content on there that it's like difficult to, to rise to the top. But
sure, but I think like films like The Platform wouldn't have gotten such a mainstream audience if it wasn't for Netflix. I don't know how many people would go out to the cinema to watch a foreign language film.
Yeah, no, definitely. Is that dubbed on Netflix as well? Can you watch The Platform like in other languages?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I haven't looked it up, but I assume.
Yeah,
because pretty much all Netflix films are dubbed and subbed in so many languages.
Yeah, I didn't look because I just saw the I just saw the original one with subtitles.
Yeah, me too.
All right, interesting. So, you said it's like 4 episodes, and you said the 4 episodes are live, so there's more coming? Or is it like a new series?
I think so.
But like in a year, not like in a week or something. Because Netflix, they usually
I have no
release
idea. I
all at
didn't
once.
see anything online. I guess it could be finished after the 4 episodes, but that will leave a lot open. So I hope there are more episodes coming.
Okay. How long are these episodes? Because it's like only 4 episodes.
Like 40 minutes to an hour.
Oh, okay. That's really short. Okay.
Yeah, but I watched them like in one sitting 2 days ago.
Of course you did. I know you did.
Only know how.
Yeah.
Way I know how. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a weird subject matter that I never really thought about.
So what's like? Is it all like told from the perspective of the main character? Is it like you follow one person all the time?
Mostly sort of 2 perspectives, which is the main character's perspective, Esti,
right,
and her husband who tries to find her, and his cousin Moish.
Gotcha. This sounds like this reminds me a lot of the film Disobedience, I think it was called, the one with Rachel McAdams and Rachel Weisz. That sounds very, very similar to that, where they develop a relationship, a lesbian relationship, and that's obviously they're also like a part of the or Rachel McAdams is together with a rabbi and very, very conservative family and people around them, and they live very religiously, and it's very, very looked down upon anything that has to do with homosexuality, and it's about
quite funny
the relationship.
That you say that, because her mother is in a lesbian relationship, which is also a reason she left the group, and because her husband was an alcoholic, apparently. Yeah,
I mean, as soon as you started talking about it, it reminded me of that film, which is that only came out like a couple of years ago, maybe even 1 year ago.
That's interesting. It would be interesting to know how old the story is, because the show takes place in 2019,
right?
But the story must be older than that, because I don't know. I don't think that this kind of thing can take place in 2019. They write a script about it, and it gets filmed and released in 2020. So
yeah, I don't know.
Would be interesting to know. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So how about you? What's your pick? What's your favorite thing of the week?
The best thing that I've seen.
The best thing, yeah.
This is going to be a first of our little podcast, because I'm going to pick a YouTube video.
I'm so ready for this.
Yeah, because I mentioned that I don't really have the urge of watching anything at the moment, anything like movie or show related. But I am excited about this, and a lot of people have seen it because it's got like 11 million views by now. But the best thing that I've seen this week is called Some Good News, and it's by John Krasinski. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. I thought you were gonna pick the TikTok video you showed me.
You posted the one I teased on Twitter. Yeah, that's an honorable mention. That was a good one, yeah. Because you watched it by now, right? You saw that?
The TikTok video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I watched it on our Twitter account.
It's amazing. I post, like, it's about a guy doing that TikTok challenge, and like I don't even know how to. I think it's a challenge. I think with like doing it with the parents, like bringing the parents to do the dance with them.
Okay.
I don't know what the challenge is called. I have no idea about TikTok. I have literally no insight into that. I have no idea what's going on. I just saw that one randomly, and it's about just 2 brothers dancing together with with their dad, but in a really, really funny and over the top way, and obviously doing it very, very sarcastically, and like the dad is the highlight, because he really plays the part, and he really makes it great. You can check it out on Twitter. I don't even know how to recommend it. I don't even know what it's called. I just know it's a great little clip. It's like a minute long or something. It's yeah, but I joked that would be my pick for this week, but it would be maybe if it wasn't for some good
Krasinski.
news. Yeah, I mean, Krasinski, he teased that or he talked about it on his Instagram, and he linked the video on YouTube, and it's basically John Krasinski in his home hosting his own show, and he called it Some Good News because it's all about the good news that are going on in the world right now, as opposed to everything bad that's going on. And he wanted a show where everything talked about is something good and uplifting. And he got people to send in their good news, and he did like Skype interviews or Zoom interviews or whatever with people who have amazing stories to tell. Like one, he talked to a girl who she got known, or a clip of hers went viral when she returned home from her last chemotherapy session, and everyone else was in their street, like waiting for her to come home, and they were all like obviously like separated, all in their cars, because you're not supposed to be close to anyone right now. So they were all in their cars and like leaning out of the windows and just greeting her. And she didn't know, like it was a huge surprise to her that when she came home that everyone on their street sort of welcomed her back. And that was posted, and then he talked to her about the whole thing, and that was a part of, like, it's only 15 minutes long, the video, the whole show, the Some Good News thing.
Well,
And
is it a real show, or is it just one episode? Is he planning to do more?
he's now doing more, yeah, because it's
okay, cool.
so well received. And my highlight of the show is he talked to Steve Carell as well. Because obviously they were both in The Office, which is one of my favorite shows ever, and it was just so nice to see, because they mentioned that they don't really see each other that often anymore, but you see that their friendship is actually like genuine, and they have nothing but love for each other, and it was so great to see them interact and talk about The Office, and just, you know, Steve Carell is, I love that dude, and it was absolutely great. Like if you need something to cheer you up this week, and if you're sick of everything bad that's going on, you just want something good for once, just want to watch something that will make you feel a little bit better, then just go ahead and watch Some Good News. I think that when maybe by the time that this episode is out, there's already going to be like the second episode of Some Good News. I think he filmed it like already, so it's supposed to come out very soon. Okay,
cool. Does his wife make a cameo?
He doesn't. No, I don't think so. Maybe she does.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even know. It's a good question.
If you don't know, John Krasinski's wife is Emily Blunt, his co-star in A Quiet Place.
Yeah. Yeah, like their children painted the sign for the show, like SGN, Some Good News, and it's so funny as well, because it's like a home production, and it looks like he's just doing it on his own, like, and he really plays to that, right? He's like in a suit, but obviously like only like from the belts up, he's like dressed very, very well, and then the rest is just like some trunks or whatever. And he keeps looking like he keeps turning to a different camera as if it was a real news show. And it's very, very funny, simply because of the production value, which isn't the highest, but that makes it so great, because it genuinely looks like he did it all himself. It's great. It's
good,
great.
Yeah.
Gotta watch that if you haven't. It's really, really good.
This reminds me, have you seen the video by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost?
Oh,
The Plan?
Yeah. It's the Shaun of the Dead scene, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually watched it. I just saw the thumbnail and I just heard about it, yeah.
It's a great one, yeah. If you don't know Shaun of the Dead, it's a zombie parody with the actors Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And in the film, they make a plan what to do now that the apocalypse is here. And so, okay, they gotta go to his mom's place, gather, go to the pub, wait it out, whatever. And they do kind of a parody with the coronavirus, what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I need to watch that. I haven't seen it.
It's quite fun.
I saw.
He has also made a second episode.
Oh yeah,
he's got this new channel now.
I saw Edgar Wright. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I saw Edgar Wright tweeting about it. That's how I heard about it. Like the director of Shaun of the Dead, he tweeted about them too. Yeah. But sorry, you talked about the show.
Cease and desist.
Yeah. What was the show with Simon Pegg?
No, he's got the new channel, with which he posted this clip. I think I forgot what the channel's called. It's named after his and Nick Frost's production company, I think.
Okay, and now he's posting more on that.
He's got a second video out.
Gotcha.
Which is just be a decent human being, pretty much is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Help each other.
Yeah.
While he's drinking out of his Star Trek mug, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
Yeah. He's got it, yeah.
That's one of those huge universes that I don't know anything about, like, or I haven't seen anything about, other than the new films now. But like every other Star Trek film before the 2009 one, and every show, I haven't seen anything. That's a big hole in my movie knowledge, I would say. One of many. One of many, many, many.
Yeah, there's so many things I haven't seen, like X-Files and...
Okay, let's not go through it all. Yeah, there's going to be too many things.
Twilight Zone. I finally have to see Twilight Zone.
Yeah, and Peele is doing a remake of that. Jordan Peele.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty bad.
Is it already out?
I think so, yeah. Like the first season, I think.
He just produced it though, right? He didn't direct it.
Let me look it up. I think he wrote for it.
Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. 2019. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just looked it up as well. Yeah. It premiered like a year ago. Premiered on April 1st, 2019.
I think the ratings are quite bad. Yeah, 5.7 IMDb. It's quite terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that either. This is just a whole show of us embarrassingly admitting stuff.
Not knowing anything.
Yeah, not knowing absolutely anything.
I can't even speak English right now.
No, but that's the charm of this.
Is it?
We don't know anything, not even a second language.
Yeah, I don't even know my first language right about now.
Yeah.
Guten Tag. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Is that correct? It's a random word to say.
Yeah. All right, man. So, have you seen the new, like, one of the shows that I know that you love is Hot Ones. Have you seen the new one with Zac Efron?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen it?
I've seen the episode where Sean Evans is in his home.
I didn't watch it. I saw the thumbnail. Yeah.
And he mentions that there's going to be a new episode coming live that they pre-recorded, which is with Zac Efron. And in my brain, I was like, "Oh, cool! Zach Braff is coming on." And then the episode releases. The release. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
By the way, dude, that's the best segue you could have ever done. Have you heard about the new podcast that Zach Braff is doing?
No, I haven't. No.
He teased this for months.
With whom is he doing it?
He's doing a podcast now. The latest the first episode was just released a couple of days ago. It's a Scrubs rewatch podcast with Donald Faison.
Oh, cool.
With Turk. And they sit down, like, obviously now not in the same place, but they record an episode, then they talk about, like, behind the scenes stuff as they watch an episode together.
Like in director's commentary.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, they did like the first episode now, talking about the pilot. And that's just, Scrubs. I absolutely love Scrubs. And that's something really, that's the best thing I've heard this week.
Dude, that's amazing. I love it when people do that.
Yeah, it's like so simple, but I'm so glad that they do it because obviously, like, these guys really remain friends and have been friends for forever. And it's nice. They have a good dynamic with each other. It's fun.
Yeah. Have you ever watched a director's commentary in full?
What, on a film?
Yeah.
Oh, so many times. I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think I've only done like 2 times.
Oh, dude, I love it. That's one of them.
In one sitting. I think otherwise, I've listened to like half an hour and then I shut it off.
Oh, no, I love it, dude. That's one of the main reasons why I buy Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Like, one of many reasons, but yeah.
I always, when I see a great film on Blu-ray, I always go straight to the making of.
Yeah, for sure. That's also good.
Yeah.
But I love obviously Fincher does it quite a bit on his Blu-rays. I already had a Fight Club Blu-ray, but I ordered another one which had the director's commentary on it because I wanted to listen to that. And
that's a real fan.
Yeah, dude. It's so good it's so interesting to hear because he talks in the director's commentary. There's him, Brad Pitt, Ed Norton, and also Helena Bonham Carter. But
that's cool.
I
love it when they get the whole cast or the whole main group of people.
But it was the 3 guys, and she recorded her track separately, but it's like still mixed together. So they like intercut between their 2 recordings. Does that make sense? Like you cannot listen to just her commentary, but you can listen to the director's commentary. And there's them talking there's the guys talking, and then over a different scene, she's talking. It's a bit weird. Usually these 2 are like separate. You have like her talking about the whole film and them 3 talking about the whole film. But on that one, it's like intercut for some reason. But it's fantastic. It's really, really good. I love it.
I listened to the director's commentary of Donnie Darko, of course.
Of course you did, yeah.
And I think it's just the director and Kevin Smith, if I'm not wrong.
Kevin Smith?
Yeah, because he's friends with the director. I think. Wait, give me a second. I'm gonna get the Blu-ray.
That's interesting. What does he have to do with the film, though? Nothing, right?
No, he's just a friend of the director.
Right. Interesting. I mean, that guy doesn't shut up. He's a great talker, Kevin Smith. You ask him one question, and he's going to give you a 50-minute answer, which is great.
He's got his own podcast.
Yeah.
So audio commentary with writer-director Richard Kelly and actor Jake Gyllenhaal. Ooh, I haven't heard that one. It's another one. Audio commentary by Kelly, producer and actor Drew Barrymore. No, blah, blah. There are different kind of audio commentaries on this version that I have right now in my hands.
You just imagine Kevin Smith talking about it?
No, I'm pretty sure. Wait. I got rid of my old Donnie Darko Blu-ray because I bought this amazing box set.
You got rid of one?
Yeah, I bought Donnie Darko on DVD because they had the director's cut on DVD. And on Blu-ray for a very long time, they only had the theatrical cut, not the director's cut. And if you don't know about Donnie Darko, the director's cut is so much better than your theatrical. And yeah, so I bought the theatrical Blu-ray just to have it in my shelf, and then this amazing box set came out, which looks gorgeous.
Best thing you've seen?
It is.
Every day. Best thing you've seen every day.
It's my top
every day.
5 Blu-rays on my shelf. Yeah.
I just looked it up. You're right. Obviously, you're right. Didn't mean to say you're wrong, but I just looked it up. It's it does exist. The commentary track with Kevin Smith and Richard Kelly. Yeah.
Good.
So
I haven't heard it in like, I don't know.
That's one you've heard though.
8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love directors' commentaries, man. I really do. I did one I wrote I don't know if it's called like my bachelor's dissertation or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Sounds great.
Yeah, I wrote about Apocalypse Now, and I listened to every commentary track multiple times to where I got to a point where I was like, because the film is like 3.5 hours long, and then here's Coppola talking about. Here he is talking to like on his own for 3.5 hours. Then there's a commentary track where a different one that's also obviously over the whole film, where Martin Sheen talks about the film as well, and then Eleanor Coppola talks about it on the documentary, and then he has a commentary track on the documentary as well. So it's like overload of commentary tracks, but it was so interesting, and that was one I listened to a lot of times. Very, very interesting. Very, very cool. Anyway, so you didn't see the Zac Efron Hot Ones yet? It's a good one. It's a really good one.
Yeah, I don't have any connection with Zac Efron.
No, but you usually watch every episode, don't you?
I haven't seen the last couple of episodes. I kind of stopped watching Hot Ones.
Wow. Yeah, I only watch the ones with people that I sort of know.
Yeah, me too. And I don't really know Zac Efron, I guess.
Yeah. No, I
like you're an old High School Musical fan, aren't you?
Yeah, fanatic. Yeah. Yeah, no, I always liked Zac Efron. I think he's a charming guy. And he was really good in the interview. I enjoyed that one. It was one of the good ones recently. Anyway, let's get to the Netflix recommendations, right?
All right.
Let's talk about some old stuff. Yeah.
I can give people my incredible recommendations.
Yes, please.
So,
do you want to start us off with, like, we both wrote down 3 recommendations, so let's just do like one each.
All right. There are 3. Yeah, like you just said, there are 3 things on my list, and one of them I saw today, a couple of hours ago. Okay. Hours ago, my brain is mush right now. I feel like everything that comes out of my mouth doesn't make sense. Oh God! All right, let's cut that out. All right.
I won't.
I have 3 things. All right. I have 3 things on my list.
Why are you repeating yourself? I'm not cutting this part out.
All right, fuck you. All right. One of the things that I have on my list, I saw a couple of hours ago, and it's a great fucking film. And I have to tell everyone about it. Although I think quite a few people already know it, but it doesn't matter. So let's start with something people might not know.
Wow, the tension is killing me. Can you talk about the film that you saw today, please?
You want me to?
Yes,
All right, let's start it off with The Tale of the Princess Kaguya. Kaguya? Gesundheit, thank you.
Of course it's a princess film.
It is! I love princess films.
Of course it's a princess film. No idea where this is going.
Everybody needs a gimmick.
And that's a film that everyone knows? Is that what you said? I've never even heard of this.
It might be more better known than the other film that I have on my list. But it's a Studio Ghibli film, not by Miyazaki, but by Isao Takahata, I think.
Right. Sorry, give me the name one more time, please.
Wait, before I make a mistake, give me a second. His name is...
No, not his name. The name of the film.
The Tale of the Princess Kaguya.
Thank you.
By Isao Takahata, who is one of the co-founders of Studio Ghibli.
Oh, that's a recent one. Sorry, 2013.
Yeah, and it was nominated for an Oscar, Best Animated Film.
Yeah.
And it lost to Big Hero 6. And I like Big Hero 6.
I love Big Hero 6.
There's no fucking competition between those two films.
Okay.
No competition. It's so beautifully drawn, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, the story it's amazing. I don't know what to say about it without giving away too much.
Can you just give a 10-second summary? Without
it plays in the Heian period in Japan, which is like Middle Ages, I guess, like somewhere between 8th and 12th century. And a bamboo cutter finds a princess that sprouted from the ground from a bamboo stalk. And he takes her home. She's like tiny. And when he takes her home, she turns into a baby. And he and his wife raise her. And because she looked like a princess when he first saw her, he thinks that the heavens want them to raise her to become a princess. And yeah, so that's their mission, to make her a princess. And then he finds gold in the forest and all the things he needs to make her a princess, I guess. And it's about her. She grows up real fast. And like in a day, she's almost a year old or something. And then after a couple of days, she can walk and talk and everything. And it's incredibly sweet and
interesting. That's gonna
so
be
sad. I don't know. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
So many people mentioned to us that they watched Nausicaa because of your recommendation, and maybe that's like another one for the people who enjoyed that film, because obviously it's another dark, maybe, or is it a dark princess film?
Well, compared to Disney, definitely, yeah.
But that could be a recommendation that the same people might enjoy.
I hope so. Yeah, it's a Studio Ghibli film, and it's close to a 10. If I watch it again, maybe it's an amazing film.
So, but you have seen that one before today?
I haven't. No.
You watched it today for the first time?
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's the first time that I've seen it, and that's why I was so glad when I saw it. That was released on Netflix, because I heard so many great things about it, and it's one of those big Studio Ghibli films that I was still missing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Wow.
Just watch it. It's drawn in such a unique style. It's very different from everything else that you might have seen.
Interesting. All right, man.
All right. So how about your recommendation?
Yeah, mine are going to be a bit more mainstream, I think. That's
it's all right,
because I'm like more mainstream guy, I think. Like, not that that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying. Anyway, my first recommendation is a film that I know that you love too. It's Stranger Than Fiction.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you haven't seen this, it's in my opinion the best Will Ferrell film there is, because I'm not a huge fan of his like slapstick comedies or whatever. Like I don't want to hate on them, because there's some that I enjoy, but this is really one of the most, I want to say, down to earth dramedy films that he has done. And it's about him. It's about a guy who starts to hear someone narrating his life, and it's Emma Thompson who narrates his life, and he's sort of trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because he just wakes up and he brushes his teeth and he walks to work, and someone is just narrating the whole thing, and he hears it and no one else is hearing it, right? And it's a love story as well between him and Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Emma Thompson is, I don't want to give away too much, but they sort of eventually I think, do they run? Yeah, they run into each other, right? Don't they? Or do they?
They do, yeah. She works in a bakery, I think.
No, that's Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, you mean him and Emma Thompson?
Yeah. Because
I think he tries to find her after a while.
Yeah. And Dustin Hoffman is in this as well. As a great, I think he's a college teacher. I just see him as
a psychiatrist.
Is he a psychiatrist?
I don't know.
I just see him in his office with the huge bookshelf and always drinking coffee, like he's drinking 20 cups of coffee every time. It's just a great. Once again, the premise is just what sells the film alone. But then again, the actors are really, really good, and it's a film that I really like to recommend to everyone. I think everyone would get a kick out of that one. It's great.
Talking about you recommending stuff, I think you recommended this film to me the first time that we formally met when we went to the bar.
Yeah. Yes,
I think
I gave you the Blu-ray. Yeah.
Film. Did you?
Yeah, I gave you that one and Gone Girl.
Right. Because I remember watching this film. I think it was my first film of 2016.
Okay.
I remember being at home on the 1st of January, being quite hungover and watching this film in my bed.
Yeah, but it's not
I think.
Yeah, sorry, it's not like a 2016 film. I think it came out like 15 years ago or something like that. But yeah, it's an irrelevant point I just made. It just yeah, it sounded
talking about Maggie Gyllenhaal, because I just talked about the audio commentary in Donnie Darko, where she also plays a role. She plays Jake Gyllenhaal's sister. Yeah,
which was a stretch for her.
Yeah. But on the audio commentary, the writer they talk about Maggie Gyllenhaal and how beautiful she is, and one of them says to the other that she plays in a film called The Secretary, where she's naked.
Yeah, just Secretary, yeah.
Yeah, or Secretary.
Yeah, with James Spader.
And the other person's like, oh, really? You gotta watch that film. It's a good film.
Oh, you watched it? Yeah.
I watched it, shortly after I heard the audio commentary.
Well, it's like 50 Shades, right? But the original 50 Shades of Grey or something like that, isn't it? Like a...
yeah, I guess. I haven't seen 50 Shades of Grey. But
no, I haven't either.
An interesting premise, yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting premise, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's less sexual than 50 Shades of Grey, I think. There's
is it?
much
I thought
no
it was...
fucking. It's just...
Oh, pretty much.
BDSM.
Okay. Solid recommendation, that. All right, what's the second one on your list?
My second recommendation is I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Yes.
Which is a film we talked about. I think I recommended it to you.
Yes. I think so, yeah.
It's a sweet film. It's with Elijah Wood in a supporting role, and I'm a big fan of Elijah Wood.
Mm-hmm.
And the other actor is... Oh, fuck. I keep forgetting her name.
Melanie Linsky. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, that might be right.
It's Rose from 2.5 Men.
Yeah, exactly. And she's a great actress. And it's like a small indie film with she lives in California, I think, and she has kind of a shitty life, and everybody's shitty to her, and she's a very passive person, and everybody just shits on her. And then she gets home, and somebody broke into her home, and she kind of loses it, and wants revenge.
Yeah.
And so she teams up with her weirdo neighbor, who's the kind of guy who has nunchucks.
Yeah.
So pretty good description for a person.
Which is Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, yeah.
Yeah.
And they team up and try to find the people who broke into her house, and kind of gets out of hand.
Yeah, it takes turns that you don't quite expect.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's incredibly funny and sweet, and great commentary on society in general.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you loved that film. I think it actually made your end of year list or something.
I think so.
Maybe an honorable or something. I didn't enjoy it as much as you did, but I enjoyed it for sure.
I kind of like the vibe of these kind of indie films.
Yeah,
yeah.
I believe it's directed and written by Macon Blair.
That sounds correct.
I think he's also in it. He's an actor, or maybe he's in it. I don't know if he's acting in this film, but I think he's the director. Don't want to say anything wrong.
Right. you might know more about this film than I do.
No, that's it. That's the one thing I maintain about movies, or I try to maintain, is the director and the writer, the story and the plot. They go, like I forget about them like as soon as I finish the film.
Yeah, I can't remember names. I just can't.
Yeah, but hey, dude, we complement each other in that way.
How come? I don't remember names, and you.
Yeah, but you don't remember names. I do. I don't remember plot. You do. So if anyone wants to talk about movies, you just have to talk to us both at the same time. And tell you everything we know. All right.
So what's your number two?
My number two is an absolute guilty pleasure. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm a big fan of our hometown hero, homeboy, the Pride of Austria, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I have to recommend Escape Plan. Have you seen Escape Plan?
Escape Plan. No,
Escape Plan. It's him and Stallone.
Oh God.
It's amazing, and I'm not even kidding you. I rewatched it a couple of months ago, and this is genuinely, I believe, a good film if you're into that kind of thing. Like the first one I recommended is more like a dramedy for pretty much everybody. This one is very much an action.
Well, but you're kind of biased, right? You're a big Schwarzenegger fan.
I am, but dude, I'm telling you, there's so many Schwarzenegger films that I've seen, and I know they are bad. I still enjoy them because of him, but this one I genuinely believe is quite good.
I think it's great that we're both saying Schwarzenegger, although we're both from Austria.
Yes.
We know how to correctly
pronounce
pronounce
the exact same thought, yes. But it's like, I would also like, if I pronounce your name, I would also like, if we were serious or whatever, I would pronounce it in the original way and not just Gabe, you know?
Okay.
Just trying to...
But just so you know, Schwarzenegger.
Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, but he's more the supporting character in Escape Plan. It's very much Sylvester Stallone's film, and it's about Sylvester Stallone being he's a professional prison escaper, right?
Of course he is. Yeah.
So someone approached someone.
How are you a professional prison escaper?
Well, no,
who pays him?
Yeah, no,
he breaks people out, or he just goes to prison, then he himself breaks out.
Yes, he breaks. Like the people who built the prisons approach him so that he gets infiltrated into the prison, and then they see if he can manage a way out.
Okay.
So that they can test their security. So
sounds great, yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm sorry that I'm so skeptical.
Katrina Balfe, I think that's how to pronounce her. That's how to pronounce her. She's the wife of Christian Bale in Ford versus Ferrari. If you remember
her. Yeah.
She approaches Stallone to escape out of their new prison, and then once he gets to that prison, which is like a huge, like modern technology prison, everyone's in their own like glass cell or whatever. Like it looks really, really cool on a production standpoint, from a production standpoint. But that's where he meets Arnold, and then they both try to escape together. And I don't want to give away anything else because this movie also takes some turns that you don't expect.
When did the film release?
I think it came out. I saw the one in the theater with my dad. Okay. Yeah, I mean it came out in 2013.
Oh, okay.
And by now there's like sequels and stuff, but without Arnold, just with Stallone, and they're supposed to be terrible. The first one's actually quite decent.
I thought the only film that they both starred in was what's it called? Like
Expendables.
Yeah.
No, they did this one. It's really good. Right. It's really good, man. And it's got like a 6.7 on IMDb. I mean, not that that's like any indication, but it's not like supposed to be terrible and I love it. It's actually quite well received for what it is. I can't recommend this enough. If you're into cheesy action flicks, what's your third pick?
It's an interesting recommendation, yeah.
It's awesome. I don't know if you I don't think you would get a kick out of this, but
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I hate action films. Those kind of action films.
Yeah, we're trying to give recommendations that like different people can enjoy, right? So if you're into action,
I guess,
then this is one that I would recommend for sure.
You can choose Team Gabe or Team Flo.
Yes,
we are doing a poll at the end of next week.
We will. Go on. What's your third one?
My third pick is Derry Girls, which.
Is that the one with... Is that Taika Waititi produced thing? No.
I don't know, is it?
Sorry, talk about it. I don't quite know if I know this.
It's a Netflix show set in Northern Ireland.
My mom loves 90s. That show.
It's a great... Everyone that I talked to and everyone that I showed the show is a big fan.
That's so funny, dude.
It is... What, the show or...
No, that you mentioned this. I haven't seen it, but my mother told me about this show a couple of... That's like Australian, isn't it?
What?
Isn't it Australian? Is it
Northern
Irish?
Ireland. It plays in Derry in the 90s. If you don't know Derry is in Northern Ireland. It's a town where tensions are quite high, or were quite high. I think they still are, between the Catholics and the Protestants. It's also the place where Bloody Sunday took place, or just Bloody Sunday. It's a big tragedy in Irish history. But it's a comedy about a couple of Catholic girls who live in Ireland, in Northern Ireland, Derry, during all this turmoil, and yeah, it's incredibly funny. It's got some great humor, and a teacher of ours, an ex-teacher whom I'm still friends with, loves Irish culture and lived in Northern Ireland. And she showed me a couple of Irish films. She showed me the film, The Wind That Shakes the Barley, which is a great film. Ken Loach, which is how I got into Irish culture. And I met with her, and she recommended me the show after I already watched it, and we talked about it. And
it's so funny, dude, that you mentioned that, because I'm sorry, my mom told me about that one like a couple of months ago by now.
Great taste, yeah.
No, it was recommended to her as well, and she just loved that, and it's because I thought it was not a very well known show. I didn't know that it was on Netflix actually.
It is a Netflix production.
Oh, is it a Netflix production? Okay, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know that. But yeah, that's so funny that you say that. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard many good things.
It's so incredibly funny, and it's like in the second season.
Okay, it's still going on, is it?
It is, yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it's about a couple of girls who go to a Catholic school, a girls' school, and one of the cousins of one of the girls is from England. And they sent him to the girls' school because, well, he's from England, and people in Northern Ireland, there's kind of, like I said, this feud between Catholics and Protestants. So they sent him to the girls' school because they were afraid that the boys were going to kill him. And the head nun, who's like the headmaster, mistress of the school, is one of the funniest characters. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is a Netflix movie. Like, I think it was also produced by Netflix. And it's called Private Life. Have you seen that by now?
What's Private Life? No.
Private Life, yeah. I mentioned that I think 2 years ago when we did our end of the year list. And I really love that film. And it's with Paul Giamatti and Catherine Hahn. And it's about them trying to they use a surrogate to get a child, basically. And it's about the story of, because she then moves in with them. She's a bit younger than they are, and it's about their dynamic and the pregnancy and things that are happening. And it's such a sweet and down to earth and really, really well acted film. If you haven't seen it, this is like I mentioned it. The first one, Stranger Than Fiction, that's a comedy / drama. Escape Plan is an action film, and Private Life is very much a drama. It's similar to Stranger Than Fiction because it also has some comedic elements, less than Stranger Than Fiction, but it's just a very, very solid and really, really well made film. I mean, if you haven't checked it out, you would get a kick out of this, for sure.
I completely forgot that you told me about this film.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But I just looked it up. It's got a cool poster. I can say that.
Yeah. No, it's really good. Paul Giamatti is always good in everything he's in, and so is Catherine Hahn.
He's a fun actor.
He's she's usually doing more comedic stuff, and this was very much a dramatic role for her, and she's also very, very good. This is a really, really good film.
Okay. So we both got things to watch for today.
Yeah. Just rattle off your 3 recommendations once again, just the titles.
I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. Derry Girls and The Tale of the Princess Kaguya.
And my ones are Stranger Than Fiction, Escape Plan, and Private Life. And yeah, if you get any kick out of any of those, then we're happy. Hopefully you have something to watch now that we're all like at home, maybe looking for stuff to watch. We thought this would be a nice change to the show to recommend some Netflix stuff, and yeah, hopefully you'll get a kick out of them.
Yeah, some great stuff there, especially in my list.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. All right, man, let's wrap this up because this is another longer episode. We're already like,
is it? When did we
start? Close to an hour again.
Oh wow!
Let's wrap this up.
It felt like 30 minutes. All right. Yeah, thank you for listening. It's been a fun one.
Yes.
I think there's some things we can cut out because I stumbled a lot because I'm tired as always.
But you will never know.
You will never know. That's right. Because Flo is a editing genius.
You're goddamn right.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
More than I am, so that's why you're editing the show, because I don't know shit and you know something, which makes you a genius.
Yes, we complement each other so well.
Yeah, we do.
You can always find us on Twitter at Best Thing Radio, and get in touch with us and let us know what you've been watching and what's the best thing that you've seen this week. And we'll be back again next week, hopefully.
Yeah. Have fun and watch some stuff on Netflix.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.